Good evening, everyone, and happy holidays. I am joined tonight with some production members from 1984, a live reality game. But just a quick little update with LRGs and the whole community in general. My apologies for being absent for so long. Kirk, my partner, and I just opened up an escape room. So, a quick little shout out there if you're interested and in like the Michigan area, tag escape room, look it up. We're excited to have more groups and everybody come out. But some people that aren't not familiar with escape rooms, we're joined here by Michael. Michael, how are you tonight?
I'm very good, very tired, but I'm good.
We're going to make it through together.
We sure are.
Also joining us tonight is Josh. Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
We didn't get a full time to like introduce each other. So, Josh, tell me and the viewers at home, like, what part do you play in this 1984 production?
Yeah, so I first found out about 1984 because Michael and I met in a Survivor org that we played, and he hosts that. So I played the online season twice, and then when the live game opportunity came up, I expressed interest in volunteering and stepping onto the prod team. And so once we actually got to the location, my role sort of was like co-host, and as well as like making sure the challenges were set up and the cameras were positioned as well as they could be, and running the like voting room. So when the cast was voting to evict each other, I was there behind the camera, like making sure everybody was looking at the camera and everything was in focus. So I just kind of filled in where I was needed.
Yeah, I think I've heard you a few times in the voting room. I'm like, oh, it's Julie. Nope, it's Josh. That's who it is.
We had to keep the J names, so
exactly.
it worked out. Yeah.
Michael, you kind of run this whole thing. Like, tell us, what is 1984?
So 1984 started out as a Big Brother org, and then after we did 4 seasons of our Big Brother org, we transferred it to our Survivor version, Surviving 1984. After our 4th season, that was just a really fun group, and we thought of the idea of 1984 Live. Then COVID happened, so that idea slipped under the rug. 8 seasons later, we finally were able to make 1984 Live happen. So 1984 Live is a Big Brother formatted live game. The first season was hosted in Orlando, where 12 people came and played Big Brother over a weekend. And it was a really good time. And we filmed it, and we're putting out episodes.
That's fantastic. Josh, people that are interested in these episodes, where would they go?
So we are posting them on YouTube. 1984 Productions is the YouTube channel, as well as we link them to our Facebook page, which I believe is under the same name as well there. So they go out once a week on YouTube. So Thursdays at around 8 o'clock, I believe, is the time that they go up. So I think we just posted episode 11, which is like crazy. It's still wild to me. Like when we posted episode 1, I was like, I can't believe this is real. This is happening. And every time I'm like, we've aired 11 episodes, like wild. So.
And somebody that folks at home may be familiar with from the episodes, we have Alex joining in the comments. He says, "Love you guys, love you too, Alex."
Alex.
Love Alex.
I think even though, because Alex and I were on the block against each other at the last game that I played after like 8 years of like not playing a game, but just chatting about them. So, Alex, love you too, but it's all right that I went home with it. Anyway, besides that game, Alex is one of the players here. And we are at kind of like a jury phase. Isn't that right, Michael?
Yeah, we just announced jury right at the last eviction. So we have 1 juror so far, 6 more to go before we get to face the jury. But yeah, we are just now starting the jury phase. It's really exciting.
That's exciting. Speaking of my like live past, Josh, do you have any experience playing anything or maybe producing anything besides 1984 quite yet?
Well, only like org. So I've done online games, started in 2020, like pretty much everyone else. But no, besides that, I've never actually I shouldn't say that. I convinced a group of my closest friends to rent out a camp and we played Survivor for a weekend. And of course, I had no idea that LRGs was like a legitimate thing, like a real thing that people did. I was just like, I had this crazy idea to play a Survivor season with my friends, and I like built all the challenge elements and planned the whole season out, and we actually filmed it. And the footage is somewhere in the universe. One of my good friends has it, and she keeps telling me that she's going to edit it someday, but it's been like 5 years almost, and the footage still hasn't seen the light of day. So other than that, no, that's about it. So
I always think like the footage and the edits of the episodes, that's just like bonus content. The real content is that you got to go to a campground for a weekend. You got to play Survivor with some friends. You got to vote people out, experience it. Like the experience is really where it's at.
It was great. I got to live my dream of pretending to be Jeff Probst for a weekend. So
did you wear like the classic like button-up shirt and like shorts and everything, or
no? It was the
style.
summer camp that we all worked at. So I wore like one of my staff T-shirts and a baseball cap, and just like sort of tied it all into the theme of being at this particular camp.
Michael, a little bit about your live game experience and maybe some things that you've taken from your online stuff to help you in this production here.
Yeah, so live games, I played Ascendance Live Season 1. Honestly, had I not played Ascendance Live Season 1, I don't think 1984 Live happens. Going there and getting an early boot, I was able to help with production a lot after I left, which really showed me that it was something capable, or like that I was capable of doing myself. And after that experience, and then hosting 12 Big Brother seasons online, I really felt like it was something that I would be able to accomplish. And yeah, it went really well. So
yeah, and it is coming out like you folks are releasing episode after episode. Y'all need to take a break at some point. Like I just finally caught up. But like a break off of the holiday, that would be great right about now. So
it's definitely a possibility depending on how editing goes right now. I have some busy holiday plans, so it's not unlikely that we might take a week break or two. But
hey, that's okay. It gives everyone watching this tonight some time to catch up on the game.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Now you do a lot of shout outs to like Ascendance and everything, which is fantastic. So what did you like learn from that experience that you could put it on per se? What did you gain from it?
It really showed me more like the behind the scenes things. It almost just showed me how much work it takes, so I knew what to expect. Because when people are thinking about hosting a live game, you don't think about the food, you don't think about the shuttles, you don't think about getting a house, you don't think about all that stuff. But I was able to see some of that behind the scenes stuff with Ascendance, and that definitely helped me when I was preparing 1984, as well as Papa and Nicole from Ascendance being great support to me the entire time, from when I first said I wanted to do a game, to while I was there, to offering us supplies, to now me being like, hey, Papa, what should I do about this edit? I've learned so much from Ascendance that I was able to bring to 1984 and then spin it around to make it my own. And that's been great. So,
I know some viewers are watching at home, at work, wherever you are on your little cell phones watching this YouTube. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. We'd love to ask Michael and Josh about their experiences about 1984. So if you have any questions, please let us know. But carrying on, Josh, since this was your first time doing this, what was the experience like? Like, you got cameras, you got people, you got to pick people up. What is going on in your mind?
It was like surreal, but the thing, like, and I said this to Michael, like I was in work mode when I got there. Like from the second I landed in Florida to the second the game was over, like I didn't have time to like think about what was actually going on, like, and absorbing like what was happening, because I was like, we got to get the people, we got to get the food, we got to get to the house, we got to get the camera set up, we got to like just go. And so there were a couple times where I just like took a step back and just watched for a second and was like, wait, there's actually 12 people in this house who are playing a game that I'm helping to run. So it was very surreal at moments. It was exhausting. So from what was it? It was I think I was awake for like almost 48 hours straight at one point because we finished filming night 1 and then like didn't go to bed until like 8 in the morning, and we started filming at 9, so I got like maybe 45 minutes of sleep, and then we wrapped day 2 at midnight.
It was almost midnight, yeah.
So and then I didn't go to bed until like 5 in the morning, so I was up for almost 48 hours straight, and I was just toast after that. It was just, I was done.
Yeah, from my flight to like the morning before my flight to the game ending, I got maybe 8 hours of sleep. Maybe that's like pushing it.
Yeah, I think that was about it. So yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was really surreal and like such a like I was proud of the effort that we put in. We put a lot of hard work into that, and to see it actually like live out in front of you and play out in front of you was so surreal. And then like it just was more than I expected in so many ways, because we were not sure how it was going to go. And by the end of it, we sat down and went, I think we did good. Like, I think we did really, really well. So,
well, it looks like one of the viewers at home is also enjoying it pretty well. We have a comment here from the old music box. They were talking about how awesome it's been so far, and it has been great. So if you are still catching up, don't worry, there's still time. We're just about halfway, I'm assuming. We got jury phase, so we're getting there in episode-wise. But the old music box asks if you have any memory merchandise from season 1.
We do have a minimal amount of merch out right now, but I do have plans to eventually get more stuff out there. We have stuff on Teespring right now. But most of it right now is just like logo stuff, but there's definitely some plans. I know a specific quote about a gaggle of geese is definitely something that people are interested in. It's coming, I promise.
There's been so many highlights so far. I really like the cast and everything. Josh, what do you think the cast really brought to like season 1 and where we are so far? Like, we're just ending day 1, like you said a little bit earlier. Day 1, where are we at? What's the cast brought for us?
I think we, like, when we were doing the, like, intros and meet me's and whatever, like, a lot of this cast had very minimal live game experience, like, if any at all. And so I think what they brought was just, like, a fresh take to the game. Like, I don't think anybody tried less than 100%. Like, everybody put their all into the game, and you can see that through the footage that we got. Like, everybody's wheeling and dealing, people are making moves, trying to make deals, alliances. So I think what impressed me the most about this cast, besides their amazing personalities, like every single one of them is genuinely like a darling, and I love them so much. They really brought it game wise. Like, I think they all wanted to win. They all tried their hardest, and did the best that they could with the cards that they were dealt in the game. So up to this point, I think you're really starting to see some of them like making the moves and starting to think about the end game now that the jury started. So it's really starting to like hit home for them. I think that like there's only one day left of the game after this. So they were a great cast, and I could go on and on and on and on about this cast. I love them all to death. So,
well, that's where we are so far. But Michael, we have more to go.
Oh, yes, we do.
So we have a lot to talk about, I'm sure, which could be an episode after episode of podcasts recapping it. But Michael, what do we kind of have in store for us coming forward?
So it's hard to say too much without revealing too much. But as I said, we are about to finish day 1. So the next episode we do have touchy subjects, which I've already revealed, which obviously is a big staple within orgs and Survivor itself. So a lot of juicy stuff is about to come out. And then once day 2 starts, we do have some more outside competitions where the house guests get into the pool. And so it's cool to see a lot of the day 1 competitions weren't as physical, whereas they more have to use that physical side. We have a lot more puzzles for competitions. So we're getting different types of competitions that we haven't seen from them yet. We have coming up in 2 rounds, I think, we have a pretty good blindside. Don't want to say too much, but we got a good blindside there. And then a couple rounds later, we have another one. So I don't want to reveal too much, but
We got
I
some
remember
good stuff coming up.
I remember specifically the first round of day 2. Somebody said, "Wow, there really hasn't been much drama." And then next thing you know, within like 5 seconds, you had 2 people yelling back and forth, and I was like, "Please say we caught that on camera." But it was so good. And so hearing that and then seeing that, like, it was great.
Yeah, I was curious too. You mentioned the next day has more like outside challenges. So I saw in a quick clip, I think after one of the cast people got voted out, it was like downpour. Was that something that you had planned on doing more outside challenges?
Actually, no. It just kind of worked out that way. So most of our competitions just happened to be inside on day 1. And the rain really didn't interfere us too much, except for confessionals. There was a little bit of rain during confessionals. But honestly, no. It worked out pretty well with competitions, where we were able to avoid that rain. So it worked out for us. So
yeah. Speaking of these episodes and everything, Josh, remind us here, about halfway through on the podcast, where do we find these episodes?
So the 1984 Productions YouTube channel is where we're primarily posting them. We link them to the Facebook page every time. So we try to, I know Michael shares them to his personal Facebook. Some of the cast have been doing that as well. So we're trying to get it out there as much as possible, but they're all on 1984 Productions on YouTube.
Nice. And I am copying and pasting a link here in the chat for everyone that might be interested in, you said, an early interest form for next season.
Yes. So we are currently hard at work planning season 2. We've got some new competitions in mind. We have a new location in mind. We won't quite reveal where that is yet, but we are not going to Florida again. It's a little expensive. Yeah, so if anybody is interested in playing season 2, please fill out that form. Once we are ready to put out applications, we will be contacting everybody that fills out that form. They will be the first ones to get that application. So yeah, we have a pretty decent list right now of people that have put their name in the hat in the early interest form. So if the cast looks anything like that list does, we're ready for a good cast for season 2. So
that's fantastic. Anything you're looking for applicants to apply? Do you want somebody with experience, not experience, or just you're gonna see how the cast looks in general, Michael?
Yes. We want, like as Josh said, we had a lot of first timers in season 1, but we also did have a couple people that have played live games before. Alex, Marvin, Travis, they'd all dipped their toe before. But so we definitely are looking for a very diverse cast as much as we can. We need more women. But yeah, we're looking for anybody that's interested, because honestly, this cast was great, but yeah, I'm gonna ramble, but yes, we're looking for anybody and everybody to apply.
Well, really, because you've been through kind of like the casting experience, Michael. Like you applied for Ascendance and everything. Who's actually just tuned in for a comment here. Season 1's been amazing so far. Excited to see what comes with the rest of it. Thank you, Ascendance. And Ascendance is currently dropping season 3 cast releases as we speak. I think they're up to like 4 releases, and can't wait to see more. But Michael, having gone through the process yourself, like why even play a live game, especially like if you're going to get voted out early? Like, why?
Yeah. Honestly, what I took most about my Ascendance experience wasn't the game. Like, it wasn't the game itself. It was the fact that I was in a house with 15 other people that loved reality competition shows, that loved Big Brother, that loved Survivor, people like me. This was before I had come out, and that was a bunch of people like me that I was able to be myself with, and I made 15 friends for life. We like Ascendance chats still go off for me just as much as 1984 does. And so the friendships I made was more important even than the game I played. But I also got to play a game where I got to vote people out. Like the whole experience as a whole is why I played Ascendance and why I provide the opportunity for other people to play my game. Because I had such a good time when I got to play that's what I like as a host is I get to provide that opportunity to other people.
Absolutely. So, Josh, when are we going to see you apply for a game?
See, I want to. My current problem is I'm from Canada, and I know there are plenty of live games in Canada, I am sure. But like the conversion rate, like, you know, it's really expensive to do things that are in US dollars because my dollar is not worth as much as yours is. So it's like, I think I was looking, it's like, if it's like a $600 fee for you guys, it's like an $800 fee for me. So it's like, it's a little bit more than I can, but you will see me on the shows at one point. I really, really want to apply to live games. I will get on a live game at some point.
What part of Canada are you in?
I am in the Greater Toronto area, so I'm about an hour north of Toronto.
Okay, so you can come down for like a Midwest game. You can just like drive down because I've made the trip to Toronto. Kirk has an aunt in Toronto, and we spent a wonderful like weekend there. So driving distance, I'd say.
Yes, I definitely would have to find one within driving distance, which is what we're looking for season 2. Because...
hence why we're doing season 2 not in Florida.
Yes, but it's definitely on the bucket list. I want to get on a live game at some point, so it'll happen.
You are in Canada. Of course, you can't travel here as much. Are you watching anything currently besides maybe 1984? Any other LRG stick out for you?
I mean, I've been following Ascendance, obviously. They're not airing episodes right now, but because Michael played, so I watched season 1 and was trying to follow along with season 2 as best I could. But other than that, I really... if you have recommendations, I'll take them because I would love to watch more.
We'll chat about
I would love to watch more live games, so...
Oh my gosh, we have a ton of stuff coming out right now. Like everything from like Survivor games. So we have like the new series like Calgary coming out pretty soon. I have a podcast with them pretty soon. They put on Wiperous earlier, which was fantastic. One of my favorites, actually. Like fantastic gameplay and like old school like Survivor playing. And then we have everything from like college survivors, like Michigan All-Stars is coming out. Like they have a huge like packed cast of like amazing players in a college environment, and folks from that have gone on to play like different like live games in person, like outside of the college campus. Like New York's coming out pretty soon. Greenhouse, an original, is airing right now. Josh, I have too many to recommend you at this moment that will keep you like satisfied.
Well, send me links and I will watch them
all. Ascendance Live also recommends the Greenhouse, so
okay, I will check it out.
And that's a really great one too. I really like the original concept ones too. They're like a little spin on everything, so it's fun to watch something different. I know you folks put on Big Brother and Survivor's Great and everything, but to see at a different kind of reality show out there, not Love Island. So it's really, really fun to watch something different and the different gameplay for that. So
yeah, I definitely agree. I love the original format ones because it's just like I love to see the creativity that these hosts and these production teams like are able to put into that. So it's really fun.
And not to leave them out, like I left them out of the other picture that I posted, which I got called out for. Yes, we are also welcoming like Survivor Angelica out in New York. And then I'm Surviving Maine as well. So that was my bad. My fault, by the way. I left it out because I have a lot going on. Anyone interested in helping out with those logos, you let me know. We'll keep you up to date. Of course, if Dom is watching, Grand Rapids, my pretty much hometown, put one on too. So excited to see that. But what else can we see from 1984? What are we going to get from you, Josh? Final thoughts about why people should watch.
I think for me, like as exciting as the game has been so far, the closer you get to the end, the better the gameplay gets. Like people just shifted into another gear, and I think you really get to see the contestants put their all into it, and just it gets like Michael said, like it gets crazy. Like it was like calm, and then you hit a certain point and all of a sudden everything just goes wild and crazy and nuts, and the intensity just jumped up. So we're really like getting into the nitty-gritty of the game, and I think that you're going to see that reflected in the players' attitudes and their like competition and the intensity of everything.
I'm excited to see that when I have some catch-up time. Like, I'm working on my shows right now, Marcus. I'm working on it. I finally caught up. I was thinking also on your side of like the map and everything. I know on the opposite side, we have the Amazing Hunt. If you're ever interested in a Canadian-based like Amazing Race, they put on a great production value. Michael, thoughts about 1984 and why should we watch?
So as Josh said, the gameplay is starting to elevate. There's been a big duos narrative in the house, and spoiler, we just saw the first duo get broken up, and it's only getting started. So that's all I can say. So it's very exciting now that people are really starting to think about how are they going to win, not how they are going to get themselves and their duo to the end and have their duo beat them in the end. They're trying to get themselves to the end to win the game, and when that gets started, it just elevates the game so much, and I'm really excited for everybody to get to see it.
I'm excited too. Quick little shout out to everything else coming up on Live Reality Games. A new one, Outlast, put on by one of the multiple LRG winners, Dustyn, is coming up. Then we actually are doing some nice coverage of podcasts, recaps, and all that with the next Cox Challenge. So stay tuned for that for an intro video. Survivor Syracuse is still going on. Melbourne Survivor is coming out. Like, LRGs, like, we're coming back, folks. And if you're interested in helping out here at the channel, shoot me a message on any of our outlets, social media. Just let me know. We can get you aboard. Michael, Josh, everyone watching tonight, thank you. And make sure to check in to the next episode of 1984. Michael, when does it drop?
So episode 12 comes out Thursday. That would be the 22nd, I think.
Yes, the 22nd.
Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do have episodes dropping every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We might end up taking a break for the holidays.
As you should. Yet, it gives people from this show to catch up. So
yes, absolutely. It's very likely we'll end up taking at least 1 week, if not 2 weeks off. But after that, we will continue with the every Thursday. So yeah.
Speaking of the holidays and continuing, I have a bar holiday party to get back to. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. If you have any questions, shoot them in the comments. We'll get to them later. But till then, thanks. And